We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10. A first carry now for the former Viking. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Airing it deep for Garcon. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Used to have a coach who used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
the gun. Here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Hey, tempo.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And the tight end, Dixon, left side. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ed Dixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they worked their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Garoppolo. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
21.
Here's McKinnon, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go. 180. I got you. Watch twist. Go ahead.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Black 80! 180! Check 50, check 50. White.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now McKinnon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here we go. 180! 21.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The former first-rounder Barkevious Mingo. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. toss play to McKinnon. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. They go play action here on first down. Able to fight through what pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. There's Garoppolo to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more after this. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And Gold is able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny, we had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now it's Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down. Then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. And down he'll go at the 25. Now the 49ers going to take another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. This is fielded at the 27. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. On first down, Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And some space here. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Here we go. 180! 21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
12. 6. 11. 11.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
13. 12.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Now Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And the Niners get there and bring him down. DeForest Buckner able to get in there and drop him behind the line. On second down, here's Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the gun, Wilson completes it to Dixon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He hits Baldwin right side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Solomon Thomas in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Play action. Now Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Janikowski bangs it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. He gets this one to Garcon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Niner first down. Garoppolo to Garcon. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Black 80! 80! I got you.
Garoppolo on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
Black 80! 80! 12! 6! Go ahead!
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Flushed, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Right there. 54. Right there. 13. 2.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He finds Robinson, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
4 down. 80! By 20!
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. Oh, shifty. Whoa. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Malcolm Smith there for the stop. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover.
11.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Hey, watch 85. Watch 85. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. 12.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo being chased out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. A dump down to McKinnon. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Garoppolo hustling him back to the line now.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Niners on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, slow down. Here we go. 180. Here we go. Hurry up. Hurry up. 21, 21.
They run it with McKinnon. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to run. It's McKinnon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. 6. He's back to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Garoppolo now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180.
Back to throw. He finds McKinnon, complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside, or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, yards count either way.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. 21, 21.
Here again is McKinnon. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. First throw of OT for Garoppolo. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
21.
On the toss, it's McKinnon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time, we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. To throw is Garoppolo. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The best name in the NFL, Barkevious Mingo. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's